It's Ray Give TV.
In the block.
Let's get right to it.
Secretly happy about Big U probably being off the streets for the rest of his life. Because we don't really know the true nature of their relationship, and obviously I'm not going to get a straight answer out of him. He would never say it. But
I don't think he's happy about it. I think he had already disassociated himself and put distance between himself and let people know what he wasn't doing no more. And this is why when I be like, yo, why did he say the shit he say to Adam and the shit he said on Unk's thing about the
So you think that's
thing.
what really? I mean, yeah, if you want
I think he was letting people know, hey bro, I'm done.
So he's not gonna formally be like, listen, I'm done with the gang life, but maybe him saying that me and him are gay together, or him telling random dudes that he's gonna buka them, that's his way of sort of signaling to the streets, hey, I'm not playing by your rules. I f men.
No.
Oh.
That's his way of saying, hey bro, I'm done with the street life with y'all. Okay. Whoever with me is with me, and I'm gonna do things my way. I'm having fun with life. I'm done. I'm not reporting to you. I ain't doing nothing with you. Whoever rocking with me. Whoever ain't.
Got it.
Cause he started to build a whole nother persona in him. But what would throw people off was on Hood, on the dead homies.
Right.
And I just think maybe that would have been next. Maybe he was gonna start working on that. He worked on being so high. We can give him that. He used to be loaded.
That is true. He got better at that.
He got better at that.
That's true.
I think it was some things, that he was working on, but I think he was just caught up.
No, that's
and
real.
He knew it was coming. He was already caught up, but what's crazy is they kind of the ones got him caught up, speaking on him.
I know, that's wild, right? Just the idea that he would have been able to duck that if his OG wasn't out here just having little conversations about him.
A lot going on, man. Young Thug.
Oh. I mean, really? Like, okay, when I first heard that they were trying to violate him and send him back, I was like, that's crazy. How's that possible? But like, when you post up a picture of somebody who works for the DA, or was it the DA? I forget exactly what it was. But if you say this is the biggest liar in the courthouse or whatever, you're really kind of taunting them and provoking them to
he
send you back.
He got 35 years hanging over his head, right?
Yeah.
And he can't entertain nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Because what happened was, when he did that, she's calling it gang members.
Right.
We know them as trolls. So what the trolls do? They go find the lady mama house, put pictures up. But now it looks like it started with Thug, and because of you, all these things are happening. That's a threat.
Right.
So he can't, if he ain't saying everybody have a beautiful day, go stream my music, check out my new poodle.
Exactly, because all right, this is something I realized in my limited time that I've spent around Young Thug, but I remember when I was interviewing him in 2018 or 2019, and he was talking about Lil Nas X, who had recently came out of the closet and had this huge hit record, and Young Thug just said, yeah, I don't think he should have done that. I don't think he should have told the world he was gay. And like, his reasoning was basically like, oh, people are gonna make that the focal point of who you are as an artist, et cetera, et cetera.
I think that's the best thing he did in his career.
Okay, but the thing is that a lot of people are saying things knowing that they're going to be aggregated by all these accounts on social media, and you're going to get attention because of the shit that you say. Most of us, me and you for sure, are pretty calculated, where if we're going to go viral, we usually know that we're going to go viral from the thing that we're saying in advance. My read on Young Thug is that he's the total opposite. He just says whatever the comes to mind, and he doesn't have that process going in his brain to be like, how are people going to take this? Is this going to travel? Is this going to go viral? Are they going to misinterpret what I'm saying? And I think that when you look at something like this with him, like, saying that the lady was the biggest liar in the DA office, he's not processing that and thinking about what's going to happen as a result, but he needs to be just as careful on social media as he is in his music.
Sounds like somebody we know.
What? Me? Bricc baby? I mean, yeah.
They
Good
not
point,
processing. Hey, bro, you just can't.
Yeah.
There's no, you can't. You right now, you can't.
Yes. You may
right
be,
now.
because 4X's and Young Thug are both the same type of person where they're an extreme personality. They have desires to do wild things, provocative things. You're out on the streets. You feel like I am a human. I am free. I have free speech. You're not a full human being when you are on probation or parole, and the judge has the ability to basically violate you based on you saying a sentence, you know? So I feel like Thug and 4X's have to get that through their head, that it's like, you may be walking the streets, you may be free, but you just don't have the same freedoms that everybody else has until you're off papers, you know? They got to get that through their head, because this Young Thug thing, man, like, he could go sit down for what, like 10 fucking years, 20 years, whatever
what they
is,
do,
however long that probation
what
is.
they'll do, he got 35 years over his head, right?
And I doubt it'll stick. If they lock him up again, he's not going to stay in there the whole time. They're going to find a way to get him out, right?
What happens was this is why they trying to get him a violation. So let's just say he been home a year, right? So now he's down to 34. Let's say he'd have went in here and they gave him a year. When he got out, he's down to 33. But what would have happened was that would have ruined doing his first 15 years clean, and they let him off. Now you're bound to the whole 35 because you done violated once,
Wait, it's
right?
35 years probation?
He got 35 years probation over his head.
That sounds like a joke.
If he gives him 15 clean,
right,
they let him off all the way around, right? So now what happens is every time he goes back, let's say he goes back and he's down to 28, and they give him 3. When he parole, he got 25.
Right.
His thing is to stay clean 15 years.
Right.
So they can let him off. And he can save 20 years of being under the gun.
Right. Well, we do have an update today, which is that a judge has declined on Thursday to revoke the probation of Young Thug. In a brief ruling on Thursday, Fulton County Judge Paige Reese Whitaker declined the motion from the District Attorney's Office of Fonnie T. Willis without explanation. That's interesting that she didn't even feel like we deserved an explanation. But prosecutors have filed the motion on Wednesday, arguing that Mr. Williams had violated the terms of his probation, right, and that he engaged in conduct that directly threatened the safety of witnesses and prosecutors, which, I mean, honestly, it does seem like he did that. Like, you could imagine that if that's the term of his probation, that probably qualifies. But, I mean, obviously, we're super happy that he didn't get locked up, and hopefully nothing else comes from it.
I don't know these people that made these comments. These ain't my homeboys. They ain't from my neighborhood. Yeah. These are just random people. Right. Right? And he can't control it. But what he can control is being the seed, being the one who starts the narrative. Yeah. See, he started the narrative, and then these people start writing their own story, and they want to blame Thug for their story.
Because look, in addition to the post calling Mrs. Viverito a liar, Mr. Williams had reposted a fan account showing additional photos of the investigator with the caption, "All my homies hate Viverito," and both posts have since been deleted. You know what he needs more than anybody? All the big rappers, Playboi Carti, Drake, they all have a Finsta. Even Kendrick has a Finsta, where he posts whatever he feels like posting. It's much more informal. Kendrick's Instagram is super dry.
He don't need to post
Kendrick posts once or twice a year on his Instagram, and then he has a Finsta where he's able to post much more liberally, and the hardcore fans get it. Young Thug could have posted all this shit on a Finsta that has 1 million followers that everybody knows is connected to him, but everybody doesn't, you know, that they can't tie him in court unless they wanted to go through the trouble of getting access to his
You out your fucking mind?
What? They can't track your Finsta.
But why play with that?
Why not? It's the internet. We love it. It's fun. Yeah, you fuck around on the internet more than anybody.
Nigga, you got talking about 35 years over your head.
Okay,
I'm
that's fair.
not saying nothing about no motherfucking no
Finsta.
DAs and shit.
You can have a Finsta.
I'm not saying shit. Look, I might have 24 letters in my alphabet. Yeah. It'll be B, C, E. I'm not even saying A, D, D, A, none of that.
This is confusing.
I'm not. He ain't getting it, bro.
I'm very barely just getting it. But okay, all I'm saying, a lot of times, like when Playboy Cardi wants to get a message out to the people, or Kodak Black wants to get a message out to the people, or Lil Wayne, or somebody who's like really famous, they won't even say it on their Instagram. They'll have their engineer post. Remember when everybody thought that Lil Wayne was mad about Kendrick getting chosen for the Super Bowl? Lil Wayne didn't post anything about it. But like some dude that he worked with or whatever posted a statement that literally everybody in hip hop media took as basically being from Lil Wayne. Young Thug could have made this point about how much he hates this fucking investigator in a more artful way that would not have gotten him potentially thrown back in jail.
Yeah, if somebody else doing it, cool. But I'm saying, why even play with it for this dude to get mad because you didn't give him a Christmas motherfucking bonus? And him to want to call the DA and say, Young Thug's been paying me to post these things. Don't even play with it.
If you get told on for your Finsta, then you really f***ed up the associates. The company you keep needs to be called into question.
Hey, bro, some shit ain't to be played with, bro.
I feel that. Free Thug forever. Get him off probation. What was your knowledge of Young Scooter prior to his untimely passing this week?
Nothing.
You never ran into him in the streets? Never met him.
I heard his name.
Legend.
But that's it. But what I do know, you know, we knew who the girl was because she's a Clubhouse girl.
Wait, seriously?
We knew who she was. We've been knew that. That's who turned her in, somebody on Clubhouse.
She's a Clubhouse head. Yeah, I knew you were all bad, honestly.
She's a Clubhouse.
Honestly, like one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. You've all been turned. You've all been affected.
She be over there in the Chicago room, my boy Kiddo Curry.
Really?
But as soon as they heard the 911 call, they knew it was her.
They exiled her. Is she exiled from the Clubhouse community now? Because she's gonna kind of be like a low key legend / villain after this.
They called her, and she did. They like, dumb bitch, you got the homie killed. She deleted all her socials.
I know. I was trying to find her Instagram.
And then when it went up, that it was a $5,000 reward.
Oh shit!
You looking at the Clubhouse floor, right?
Might as well be $1 million to the Clubhouse.
You looking at the Clubhouse floor, right? You never when you get on the phone pops up on your profile.
Yeah.
All the phones pop up.
Oh yeah.
They trying to call in and get the 5,000.
Hell yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, she don't stand a chance.
They could have made it $50 and the Clubhouse would have been going crazy.
But yeah,
for
her name is Demi on Clubhouse.
Wow, what a huh? She's got to be like the biggest, like the of the year award. You know how AB's always doing the cracker of the month, cracker of the day. She's the of the year. She is shitty cuz for Atlanta. Like she has committed such a gravest harm, and she didn't even have the balls to go clap somebody herself. She had to send them boys to do it, and it happened in the most roundabout way. That is the one thing.
She's so slow, right?
It's such a fucked up thing to do, but you also you could never have imagined that this scenario would she really. Well, she probably didn't want Scooter dead, but she could not have imagined the level of harm that she was going to cause by doing this.
You know that's called swatting.
No, for sure, yeah.
And they gave this other dude 20 years in the feds for it, a gamer.
Oh yeah, all the time people get hell of time for that shit.
And so, that's crazy about it. She calls, she says, I'm watching a woman get beat. She's blooded. They fired 3 shots. They dragged her in the house. And every time the 911 operator's kind of downplaying it, and it's a kid. Yeah. There's a little kid.
With no clothes on or something.
And all this shit, right?
Like every crime possible is being committed here.
She understands that Clubhouse then heard it, and they know it's her. She goes live and says, I've been beat before. Yeah, but you called and said you were neighborhood watching this.
Yeah.
You are watching this. You ain't nowhere even in the vicinity.
Right.
When the people answered the 911, they was in a whole nother county or some shit.
Insane.
But dude didn't want to, I guess, deal with her.
Right.
So she did what she did, and it wasn't even Scooter.
Right.
So these dudes at the house kicking it, they open the door, see all the police. They come over there deep. Dude closed the door. I don't know if something was in the house or whatever. He get on. But when I heard the story, I said, did they find the girl in the house? No. I told everybody before it even came out. A female called the police and made a fake report. 2 days later, it hits. Right? So it's like, the fact that she went on IG Live and gave another bullshit statement, she just killed off her whole defense for saying, I wasn't mentally there.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't know if it's safer for her on the street.
She was cunning enough to invent this story that she thought would exonerate her, and it turns out she was just totally lying. It fucks up her whole credibility.
Your whole credibility.
Damn, yeah, that is wild. I mean, were you in any way skeptical about the idea that Scooter could have died from hopping a fence? Because obviously it sounds crazy.
No, well, you know, you got a vein in your leg. I got a few people I know that died, shot in the leg. Whenever I hear somebody die from being shot in the leg, it's a main artery that runs straight.
Femoral artery.
Yeah, it runs straight to your heart.
Right by your femur, I guess. The biggest bone in your body.
Yeah, it runs straight to your heart. And if you got somebody running, adrenaline going, pumping, and it's punctured, I can see you bleeding out. Nobody in the neighborhood heard any gunshots.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
Like, that's a bad lie. You could have made up most of the other stuff, but the gunshot thing is like pretty easy to disprove, you would think. But yeah, I mean, I don't know why because Thug must have just been in a mood, because the same time period that like he was just getting loose on social media, because he also cast doubt upon the idea that Scooter died. He said that he got shot, which honestly, like, I understand that he was probably, assuming that there was foul play, just like a lot of people were assuming.
Yeah, but what if they had started a riot?
Right, and it's kind of weird to put that out about your boy, given that you obviously didn't know that. Because I think that there's no truth to it.
Bro, if the autopsy report would have came back, he was shot, the parents would know it. That report would be plastered everywhere.
And I am very skeptical about conspiracies, but the idea that like dozens or hundreds of police officers and responders and hospital ambulance drivers, whatever, in addition to the people who were there doing forensics, the media that probably showed up right after, the idea that everybody could kind of be in cahoots, which they would essentially need to be in order to fabricate the jumping over a fence story and cover up somebody getting shot. I mean, really, like, it's Young Thug, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt about everything. But that is kind of a fucked up thing to do. To like,
I'm thinking
skepticism
that
towards
family
that.
would order their own autopsy.
And maybe they will, but I mean, there's a gigantic difference between getting shot. There was no shots fired.
None.
We would know. So that was kind of a weird move by Thug, but obviously
I see her getting
Thug.
5 to 10.
Man, what a grimy bitch.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about her. How do you feel about...
Drop a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about the Adam and Wack show. Be sure to like the video. Go ahead and share the video. Be sure to tell a friend and tell a friend. We got content. And to everybody out there on the grind, working hard, if you believe it, you'll achieve it. Do what you got to do today to be prepared for tomorrow. There we go. But until next time, it's your boy Ray giving them gum. God bless. Peace.